I haven't spotted any violent protests. I must have missed that one. Unless you're talking about the occasion when the police cavalry charged the peaceful protesters. Or
Well, I don't
you're
think
talking about
I don't think they charged them. I think somebody threw a bicycle at the
Yes,
horse,
they
didn't they?
Well, that might be open to disagreement, but I think if you look at the footage, all of the footage, and see it in context, you'll know what happened. And also the following day, when they kettled young people, also peaceful, until 1:30 a.m. And in the previous few hours, had instigated violence against such individuals, which was part of a pattern of over-policing of the Black Lives Matter protests. And the fact that the protests everywhere else in the country, and there have been actually hundreds of protests everywhere else in the country, have been peaceful. And the fact that the London ones were entirely peaceful, apart from when the police decided to intervene, tells you the real truth of the matter, which is a movement of hundreds of thousands of peaceful people protesting and demanding racial equality in the UK.
So you would disagree with those who say that your march was somehow infiltrated by people who wanted to cause trouble?
Yeah, I don't go with this.
So that means that means that anybody who did cause trouble then is part of your movement.
No, because it's a diverse movement and it's open to anyone. It's not a membership organisation, and there are lots of different groups that come under the umbrella Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
So I think Mr. Farage and others maybe are influenced by the Dumbo in the White House, Mr. Trump, who thinks it's all to do with outside agitators. The fact that the Minneapolis police station was burnt to the ground.
Right.
Actually, that was done by people in the community.
So that was done by people who support Black Lives Matter.
It was done by people in the community. That's why they're calling for the defunding of the police in Minneapolis, which has been passed democratically by the council.
Are you calling for that in this country?
I am, yes.
So what would you do with the defunding of the police? Would there be no more police?
What we would transfer that money that goes to the Metropolitan Police into much better community resources.
So you would have no police force, in other words. So you would have no police.
Yeah, we'd police ourselves. I think would be a much better approach.
Okay. So who were those people who were chasing the police at the last Black Lives Matter march? Who were they?
Do you expect me to know them? I don't know who they were, but certainly there were people who were responding to police violence, if that's what you mean.
No, they were chasing police who were not involved in any kind of violence. This is way before any of the violence kicked off. But there was footage of two young black women. Hang on a second. There was footage of two young black women stopping a group of young men chasing the police and saying to them very openly, please don't do this. This is not helping our cause. But you, I'm assuming, would identify with what they were doing and you would support it.
No, what I'm taking issue with is that why are you talking about a couple of minor instances?
Well, you've told me there weren't any.
Out of context. Of a massive demonstration of peaceful people, and prefer to talk about that rather than talk about the realities of injustice in this country and racial inequality.
I think
I know why. Well, what we don't really want to talk about other issues.
No, Gary, what we talk about on this radio station is all manner of things, and I will not be told what I can talk about and what I can't talk about. What I'm asking you is, was there any violence on those marches? And you said there was not. Only by the police, and I've just pointed out to you that there were occasions where the police were being chased away by very threatening young men.
Yes, and you haven't seen it in context, and I'm saying that the context is the instigation of violence by the police, and the context is of the wider policing of the Metropolitan Police, which leads to tasering, which leads to killing, which leads to brutalisation on an everyday basis and yearly, monthly basis.